Britain's rental market is at breaking point.
I have 2 children. I'm living in what is like a crack den.
She's just chatting shit, yeah? Straight up.
With not enough homes to go round.
No one should be allowed to live like this. This is unacceptable.
This is our home. This ain't his land.
Soaring rents.
I'm going to have to mortgage my pension to pay this debt off.
Got a hell of a strain on me. You still have to kill a person.
Oh my God.
Squalid conditions.
I'm gonna have to climb over the settee with my shoes off.
This could be criminal negligence.
Spiralling property fraud.
I'll see you in court.
You guys ain't meant to be here, so we have a problem.
Bedsits to mansions.
Hello, enforcement agent.
Squats to drug farms.
They have been growing cannabis.
This is Nightmare Tenants.
Get your hands off me, dog. No. Do not put your hands on me, right? I will not stand for that.
Slum Landlords. Paul Champliner from Landlord Action has a tricky case on his hands.
This is the start of us trying to get her property back.
The landlord, Alex, has been looking after a 2-bed basement property owned by her elderly mother. But since new tenants moved in 18 months ago, they've been consistently behind with the rent and have been upsetting the neighbours.
The 2 tenants, they've caused supposedly a lot of antisocial behaviour. They've been registering businesses at the property. Neighbours have had loads of complaints, and the stress has been quite unbearable.
As well as reports of excessive noise and litter, Alex claims they've been extremely intimidating and aggressive towards her in the past.
How are you? You seem look a bit anxious.
I'm just really stressed out.
Is that, yeah, it is stressful. I can see the stress in your face. It's not easy.
I have to warn you, they can be really aggressive. Like, the neighbours are all afraid of them.
Right, OK. She'd had a lot of grief before she came to us at Landlord Action because previously she'd been to court and had tried to evict the tenants, and unfortunately that case had failed and she was back to square one. Show me where the property is. Let's go and do this. OK.
The previous case failed because the tenants were never more than 2 months in arrears, the cut-off point for legal proceedings. This time, Alex, with Paul's help, is seeking to evict them for their antisocial behaviour, but this is harder to prove.
Hello, mate. You all right, mate? Yeah, I'm Paul from Landlord Action. I'm with the landlord to serve notices. Do you want to open the door, or should I put them through the letterbox? Yeah.
See, I told you. Oh, please get me out of here.
Come on, we served it now. We served it. We served it. It's been served. Come on.
Do you see what I mean?
Where's Alex?
Pardon?
Where is she?
She's there.
Hi, Alex.
We're just the lawyers to deliver this all.
One month, yeah? And we're gonna pay it today. We're gonna pay it this week. But because of the way you're acting, it's so bad. So bad. Don't come to my house again.
Okay. Our details are on there anyway.
I don't care who you are, but don't come to my house.
Okay.
Dickhead.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I don't want to be with this.
You all right, mate?
Cool. No, I just want to speak to her.
No, sorry. Listen, he just...
Listen,
bro. Go on, mate.
Look, there's no gas certificate for the house.
Right.
Which means it's an illegal. Yeah,
Right,
it's
okay.
illegal, yeah?
Okay.
You know that full as well as I do.
You said you got a valid one, didn't you? Okay. Okay, Papa. I'll get a copy of it.
Do you know why,
Go on,
bro?
bro.
Because the guy came here like 2
Right.
days ago, like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the
Yeah?
yeah? Simply just because of how difficult they are.
Alex has a valid gas safety certificate, but it's due to expire, and her tenant isn't allowing the gas inspector access.
If I give you my number, why don't we have a chat and we'll try and sort stuff out?
With what?
With regard to the tenancy and stuff.
So what do you want me gone for?
I think...
Bro, you're a terrible landlord. So whatever she's saying, she's just chatting shit out of her arse, yeah? Straight up.
It's
You're
not
the
that.
worst landlord I've ever seen in my life, you know that?
Okay, so
You're
what...
the worst tenants we've ever had.
Bro, I'll shit on your face in a minute, bro.
Okay,
Like,
listen.
You're gonna piss me off in a minute, Alex.
Listen.
You wanna act like you're all good and all... Yeah, you ain't even done your properly. I own a house in Enfield, so don't think you're all high and horsey, mate. Yeah? Because I own a £4 million business, but you own a piece of shit, St. John's Wood house. Yeah? Basement flat. You lot came on my house today and you lot knocked on my door, you lot started it. There's no forgiving this, innit? You understand me? I'm gonna go full hard on this. My mum's in a state agency. She's so many
Look
people
up the
with this
company,
shit.
you'll see what you're dealing with.
Chatting shit,
Listen,
bye, Alex.
listen. That was a bit traumatic. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay, that's not nice. It's not nice.
Thank you for taking the lead on that.
No, it's fine. I'm used to that. So let me explain the process, because time-wise, everything goes against you. If there's one month's rent arrears owing, it's a week of ground, you know that. The other grounds, they're not that strong. It's not as if he's doing an Airbnb or there's a cannabis factory or there's prostitute, you know, where there's proper criminality. The problem you've got is that there was no break clause put in the contract. That was the mistake that was made.
I know.
Hindsight's a great thing, OK? But if it's weaker, you're taking a punt. You're taking a punt. Worst case scenario is that he sees out the rest of his tenancy.
It's a desperate situation for Alex, as the tenancy still has another 7 months left to run.
At the beginning of the relationship, when a tenant moves in the property, it's all hunky-dory. But when there's issues and it goes wrong, you wish you did have a break clause.
All Alex can do now is wait for her day in court, though it's far from certain she'll win.
It's a classic situation where landlord and tenant's relationship has totally broken down, and grounds are quite weak, and I'm a little bit concerned about that.
I'm a bit shaky. I'm glad we've served the notice because we just need to get them out. You can see that they know exactly what they're doing. We just want them gone.
It's Paul from Ainsworth Lord Estates. What's been going on?
Letting agent Paul Ainsworth Lord is taking a call from 74-year-old Wendy, a neighbour of one of his tenants.
People in the top flat are throwing rubbish out of the windows. We've got no front door on the building. It's not safe, to be honest.
That must be pretty unsettling for you.
It is.
Wendy lives in an apartment block made up of 12 flats. Paul lets out the top floor flat to a young man who is causing the problems.
It's come to the point now where enough is enough.
If it's one of our tenants, obviously I'll have to have a word with him about it, because I can't have this. We rented this lad, he lives there on his own, supposedly, but he does have quite a few mates that come and go. I need to get to the bottom of what's going on. This is not the deal, fella. The flats themselves are nice. It's the skin of the property that's ugly. Really ugly. I'm thinking potholes are not getting any better. We compensate for its outer looks with making the rent really cheap. Just watch in case some rats start running. Well and truly booted in. Wendy, it's Paul.
Okay, just hang on a sec.
Hey, are you okay? Have you got 5 minutes to have a chat?
Yeah, come on.
Right, love.
74-year-old Wendy moved into her flat 28 years ago, but nearly 3 decades on, her daughter Julie is concerned for her safety.
At the beginning, it was wonderful, but progressively over the years, we've had as a family quite a nightmare because of the state of the building. It's horrific.
Somebody took the front door off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was your tenant up there, but I can't prove anything. 28 years ago, it was a nice place. It's a shock to the system.
Wendy, she's a lovely old lady. She's an innocent victim here. She's done nothing wrong. She's a victim of bad things that have happened around her, outside of her control.
After I left this afternoon, Mum will lock her flat door and she'll be using a peephole because we've told her she, under no circumstances, she should open that door to anybody.
Not a place you want to be at 70-odd-year-old, is it?
She should be comfortable and safe now.
She's too frightened to come out at night. She won't open the door to anybody. It's not the place it used to be. There's all kinds of comings and goings, all kinds of fighting and shouting.
I've come home from work before now at 8 o'clock and there's been people asleep.
Outside the door?
Yeah. You know, it's horrible, horrible.
If she were my grandma or she was my mum, I wouldn't be happy for a minute. So 5 o'clock's the end of your day,
Yeah.
and you barricade yourself in. It's a bit like being in a prison, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 'cause I wouldn't dare come out. If I could pick this up and move it, I would be fine.
Thanks very much.
Having made some inquiries, Paul now needs to confront the tenant.
In all the years I've been doing this, all I get is a lot of abuse. Got it butted once. Somebody pulled a knife on me once. I've had that a few times, actually. Got the radio with the telly on. Stinks of weed. It's not good. This is the key for that door. But this is a completely different lock. And it's definitely in because I can hear it. There's something not right here. There's a new front door on. That's weird. The whole thing's bizarre. Something's happened with the door. I think I might just knock on a few of the doors. I thought I'd go and have a word with the girl next downstairs, see if they know what's been going on. Hey, sorry to bother you.
It's all right.
We rent the flat house on the top floor, directly above you.
Yeah.
Now, it looks like he's had a new front door.
Yeah, the door's been kicked in. Police did it.
Right.
Are you coming in or...?
Yeah, if you're happy for us to come in, I'll come in, yeah.
Jessie claims she had a run-in with Paul's tenant and his friends just a few weeks ago.
On New Year's Eve, they asked to come down here to have a drink with us because we've not really spoken much to them. So they've come down and then they started physically fighting with my friends. They've caused all that on the wall over there by throwing stuff. There's blood all up and down my walls, all over my carpet from where they've physically been beating up my mates, and then they've just left.
So is this all the blood you're on about with the...
Yeah, it's all down here, it's all on the carpet.
All this as well?
It was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I've rung the police because someone's come with a machete.
What?
They've sent, someone's come with a machete and threatened me at my front door.
What, here?
And then I rung the police because I was scared at this point, and the police have kicked the door in, and then that's how that's happened.
This is clearly not good enough what's going on.
No, definitely
And it's not right they're behaving like that with you. Right, love, thanks very much.
Paul decides to try the tenant one more time.
Paul from Ainsworth Estates. I'm all right, fella. Are you? Can I have a chat with you, mate? How come?
I've got a problem. I don't want to speak to you.
What's your problem?
Mental health is an illness.
Hey?
My mental health is my problem.
What happened with this door?
Listen, I'm going to tell you to get out of the building. I'm going to lose my head.
What do you mean you're going to lose your head?
What do you mean asking me what do I mean? I just told you I've got mental health and I don't want to speak to you. So fuck off.
Well, I need to talk to you about this door.
Get out of the building. I'm going to lose my fucking head.
This guy was making it very clear what he was going to do if he came out. Did the police kick this door in? Eh?
It's my fault, but nothing of my fault. They've come with a machete and put my door clean through. I played
Who did?
Someone come with a machete for me and I run away and they put my door clean through. I built a new door off my own back. I've not asked for no money off no one, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad come and fit it with a bad back and I paid 200 quid for a new door.
The next thing, he's on the phone to his dad, it turns out.
Is
that your dad?
That's my dad, it's a man.
All right, very good.
He's the man.
Good. His dad didn't make me feel any better at all. He's starting to tell me that, you know, he floored 6 coppers in one go, and I'm thinking, good God.
So why that little mental health is getting worse by the fucking minute? I'm gonna fucking run you over, you dickhead. Get out the fucking door.
Calm down, lad. His dad then explains what condition this lad's got. All right. Somebody's got a fuse that short that it doesn't exist. They just basically flip. We were just doing a routine inspection, and I'm looking at the door thinking, this is a new door. And I started talking to the neighbours. I got this version of events that had gone on, and it's like, friggin' hell. I could do with knowing the full story on this. All right, then. It was agreed that the dad would come down, let me inside the flat and introduce me to the tenants and pacify everything, and I suppose keep a safe passage, if you like. See you in a minute or two. Bye. His dad's coming down now, so he's probably the best person who can control him. If he can flip his lid at any minute, I don't really want to be first in the firing line to that.
10 minutes later, the tenant's dad arrives.
You're all right, I'm glad you've come. Goes upstairs, goes into the flat. The tenant's a little bit worked up, you know, he's quite hyperactive. And the flat's nice. Nothing wrong with the flat. The place is being kept in good order. So I had a word with him about the litter throwing, and you know, he said, oh, I'd sorted that out, and he picked it up, and he said he'd apologised. And I left on good terms. Right, good to meet you anyway. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming down. But I won't be rushing to go back to do another inspection, that's for sure.
It looks like Paul has calmed the situation down for now. But even though Wendy is not the tenant, he's still worried about her and is determined to help her feel safe.
I feel proper sorry for the dear, to be 70-odd-year-old and surrounded by a proper colourful bunch of characters. It's sort of one of those jobs that's really tugging on your heartstrings, and I've really got to do something about it to set her free, because this is not right.
3 months have passed since landlord Alex served her abusive tenants with an eviction notice.
I do feel unsafe. I don't want to run into them. I'm afraid of them because they have been so aggressive when confronted. You shouldn't have to live like that.
Alex is taking them to court on the basis of their antisocial behaviour and £4,000 rent arrears.
Almost immediately after moving in, they started to cause a nuisance to the neighbours. They were making massive amounts of noise. They were just causing a general nuisance and being really unpleasant. And the problem is that whenever they were asked to change their behaviour, they got really aggressive and really nasty. They're bad tenants. They need to go.
Here we go again. The hearing is in half an hour. As far as I know, they haven't paid up the outstanding arrears, which hopefully will mean that we'll get that property back sooner rather than later.
Alex has already lost one case against her tenants, and today she knows it's going to be touch and go.
I'm fully expecting them to come up with some sort of elaborate excuse today. That's generally what they tend to do. We just want them to leave.
Alex is quite confident because she hadn't received the rent from the tenants. She was hopeful that they weren't going to pay so that she could get that possession order and move on with regard to possibly getting the bailiffs in.
Gone well. We didn't get the suspended possession order. The reason they didn't get possession today was because they cleared their rent arrears half an hour before we ended up in court again. And on that basis, the judge didn't think that it was appropriate to issue a suspended possession order. The judge has ordered them to pay the rent, which is good. And then and there, he gave them the opportunity to make a counterclaim, which they're doing now, which means we go to small claims court, and they're suing us.
The tenants are claiming £3,000 compensation for renting out a property without a valid gas certificate, and a further £5,000 for harassment.
I suppose in a sense it's good because now I can actually produce all of the evidence that I have which shows what horrendous tenants they have been. So, you know, we might yet get some justice, but in the meantime, they persist in the property and we can't have it back.
I really feel for Alex. She's gone to the mill and back and she's feel so stressed, and she's been intimidated by these tenants.
It's really unfair. I just want them to get out.
Despite 2 court cases and £6,000 in legal fees, Alex is no closer to getting her mother's property back. Worse still, she's being sued herself. She has little choice but to see out the 7 months remaining of her rental agreement and fight their counterclaims in court. Letting agent John Bartram is responding to a report of vandalism at one of the apartment blocks he looks after.
I believe a door has been damaged. We're going down to the property now just to have a general look to see if we can get to the bottom of what's actually happened. What do you think? Oh no, another one. You just take it as an everyday occurrence that something like this somewhere in Blackpool will be happening. I can see that there's damage been done to the front door. Well, I would say that the door's actually being kicked. Well, you can actually see the footmarks all over it now. It's just a joke. There was another lock in there that's been taken out. Well, this is the report that I actually came to look at. But yeah, all this door frame has been kicked, all the frame has been damaged. Inside the flat, well, this is absolutely disgusting. There is a carrier bag here, absolutely full of sharps. Pink ones, white ones, purple ones, yellow. That is absolutely disgusting. Damage to a flat door, we've got damage to the front door. I mean, £200, £300 gone like that is a week's rent for the building.
With the tenant not around to speak to him, John hopes the man who lives across the hall from him, also one of his tenants, can shed some light on it.
Do you know what's happened to the door frame here?
Yeah, there was loads of kids.
So we say kids,
yeah.
What age, teenagers?
About 16 something, 17.
Okay.
Loads of them. I don't know who they are.
Put money on it that this was drugs issue, somebody owed something somebody, the front door was locked, and whoever it was had got no qualms about just kicking the door in to get to somebody. Right, OK, we have got an issue here straight away. That door's been prized open, so they can put heating on at the landlord's expense. So we've got theft of electricity.
Each of the 6 flats has its own electricity meter, but one of the tenants has found a way to bypass theirs.
Someone taken the screws out from a landlord's cupboard and plugged into landlord's supply. Someone put wires underneath the meter. It's very dangerous. The heat of electricity burns. It creates a fire hazard.
The extension cable running from the cupboard leads upstairs to the tenant John has just been speaking to.
I did actually notice that.
Yeah, no, I've only just plugged it in today.
It's theft.
Right, yeah, well, I'll pay it back.
No, well, somebody's unscrewed that cupboard.
Not me, not me.
Well, this is actually theft.
Right, well, I'll pay it back.
Yeah, no, well, we'll take this out now, please.
Right, will do, yeah.
OK, thank you. It's very difficult. You know, these people have got to live somewhere, and if you show them respect, they 9 times out of 10 show you respect back. But you can't have things like damaged doors and theft of electricity and without having any reprisals. Thank you. Right, OK. Please don't put that back in. I think we've got more issues to address here. What these people don't realise, yeah, they're living in poverty, but by people living in poverty does not mean they've got to put other people's lives at risk. When other people's lives are at risk, that's when action has got to be taken. OK.
John will arrange for the broken doors to be fixed, but the theft of electricity by the other tenant is a more dangerous and a serious issue, and the landlord will need to decide whether or not to evict him.
The tenants know damn well that if they step out of line, we'll jump to address the issues.
There has been a lot of emotional and financial strain. It's been a nightmare for us.
Landlords Ghulam and Amir are owed over £25,000 in rent by a letting agent.
It's been very frustrating, very disheartening, thinking that professional people would not do this, would not stoop so low. So enough is enough.
3 years ago, they signed a guaranteed rent agreement with RHP Services for 2 houses divided up into bedsits. But Ghulam and Amir haven't received a penny in nearly 5 months.
Despite our best efforts to have a working relationship, it hasn't worked. So today we are going to serve them notice and hopefully get our properties back.
For Paul Champlina, who's helping them with the case, this isn't the first time he's had to deal with a letting agent with a guaranteed rent agreement failing to hand over the money, as these agreements are all too often open to abuse.
Afternoon, chaps.
Hi.
So, this is a mess, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So really what we need to do is we need to have a conversation with this letting agent and actually try and get him to surrender and give the keys back. Because every month that's going by, you're losing a fortune.
It is. It's been very stressful, and practically it's just frustrating. And many times when you call him, his office staff say, oh, he's in the court, he can't talk to you, he's in the court. So again, the bell started ringing. Why does he have to go to court so often?
Let's go and see if he's in the office and we can have some words, yeah?
Good.
Let's go.
Lovely. Thank
you. You lose control with guaranteed rent because you are giving your keys to a third party. That third party becomes the landlord.
I don't want to tip them off.
If they don't pay you, you can't evict those tenants that are in your property because they're not their tenants. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong.
Is that here with the shutters?
No, that's further down.
Oh, right, okay.
To try and regain control of the property, Paul is serving a notice to quit at the agent's office, which demands that the agency surrenders the property or they'll be taken to court.
No, it's closed.
RHP Letting Limited. They've changed the name, look. So I think they're going to go in liquidation, or do you know what I mean? There's someone in there. They've got the camera, they're looking at us. They're in there, they're in there, they're in there. Here you go. Hello? They're ignoring us. Can you see them? Right, let me try and call them. Let's try this number here. No answer.
If you look on the screens, Paul, there's somebody working in the back office.
Look,
there's a lady.
There's 3 of them sitting, waiting in the back office. There's a camera on them.
Yeah.
Look.
They're running away.
Are they running away?
Yeah.
Let's go around the back.
There's the back.
They've owed over £25,000 in rent. They're getting lie after lie, and all they are is just hiding in the back office, most probably underneath the desk. Come here, come here, come here, come here, quick. No, shit. That's the wrong one, isn't it? There's someone's house, isn't it? Fuck. Fuck it. Can you see them?
Yeah,
they're running inside.
Yeah, they've run close the back door now.
They are just complete and utter cowards. They've gone right and they've locked themselves in. They're like little cockroaches.
Very disappointing. The staff, probably they're innocent, but they are probably under strict instructions not to
open the door to anyone.
Yes.
I worry that all they're going to do is they're going to close down, start up again, serve the letter, which is what I'm all about. Come on then, let's go.
With no joy at the agency office, Paul does some digging into the background of their director, Toki.
Yeah, this is him. And wow, this guy, he got done and he was jailed for 8 months by the police because he was lying about speeding offences which he committed in his 93 grand Range Rover. So I mean, this guy is lying to the police. Who's to say he's not lying to landlords?
With the chances of Ghulam and Amir getting their money back looking slim, All they can do is wait to see if the notice prompts action. Two days ago, John Bartram discovered 2 smashed doors and one of his tenants stealing electricity at a property he manages.
This particular person has been running extension leads into landlord's supply of electricity, which basically is theft.
John has served him with an eviction notice.
I actually served a Section 21, put it under a door yesterday. That's actually giving the tenant 2 months to move out. I'll call down now to see how they're doing with the door that's being fitted and see if the tenant is actually in, just to explain to him what it's about. From day one of serving notice, you've got 6 months to activate court proceedings. It's like a footballer being given a yellow and a red card. When they've given the yellow card, it's a warning. So they know damn well that if they misbehave, they could be made homeless.
The landlord has already paid to have the doors repaired.
That's looking a lot better anyway, isn't it? A little bit of plastering to do on the inside here where it needs finishing off. But overall, I think it's a good job, and let's see how long this one lasts. New door frame here on here. I'm just going to knock on this door here and just see if this gentleman's in. Now, what I want to do is, you appreciate, I served notice on you yesterday on behalf of the landlord. You have got 2 months to prove to me
that things can change.
That things can change.
Oh, okay.
If things are right, things have changed, we're okay.
Now, why should I get blamed for shit?
As you appreciate, any issues that we get from a building or any information we get, as a company, we've got to speak to a landlord, i.e. extension leads running downstairs and stuff like that. We do. If not, we can be classed as mismanagement.
So I've just lost my girlfriend a few months ago, taking drugs and that, and she just got blood poisoning basically. So she was dead within 2 days. So I've lost everybody, you know what I mean? So lost literally everybody, like.
Are you using it at the moment? But
I'll tell the truth.
I want you to tell the truth.
Yeah, I've never been able to get off it, you know.
I'm sure there's help out there.
Yeah,
if I could, would you like me to try and...
I'm on my methadone courses.
Yeah,
so
okay.
That's, you know, I'm gonna change though.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that have been like you.
Yeah.
And they've turned their life around.
Yeah.
And they've said, well, bloody hell, what?
Yeah.
What did I see in that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's just hard for me to see.
Well, it's like it's here. It's here. We haven't had many problems before. I'm sure you can get things right.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping we can carry on working together and resolve these issues. Is that okay?
Yeah.
The town is absolutely full of these lovable rogues. Cheers, pal, thank you. They're all trapped in a vicious cycle of alcohol and the drug scene, but the majority of them do play ball as long as you play ball with them. When you get people that are vulnerable, all you can do is try and be some sort of social worker and try and guide them into the right lines to try and get them back on the straight and narrow. And this is the difficult part of the job.
Five months on, there have been no other major issues at the property, and John has allowed the tenant to stay, for now.
I think it's kicked him into gear, and it's made him realise that, whoa, I've got to get my act together here, or I'm going to be homeless.
Four weeks have passed since landlords Ghulam and Amir served notice on letting agents RHP Services, who owe them over £25,000 in rent.
It hasn't been a good experience at all.
At first, it did look like their legal letter had done the trick.
They got checks, the checks bounced. I think it's a scenario of borrowing off Peter and paying Paul. They're juggling. If they've got up to 500 properties, can you imagine how much rent they're getting?
Ghulam believes that the agents are going to be inspecting both their properties today, so he's hoping to intercept them.
Over 9 months, we've been trying to get to see the property, hoping that we can come up with an amicable conclusion and move on with our lives.
The two houses are home to 12 tenants, whose rent is paid directly to the agency by the council.
हेलो there, लैंडलॉर्ड है इधर का। कैसे? वो अली आने वाला था तो की कोई आया?
Waiting outside.
Okay. Where, which car is he waiting? Let's keep a track. He said he was outside here, see? That's him, Ali. They've just run away. At least we got access to the property now. We'll see how it is. I had a key to the main door, and they've changed the lock without telling me. And they've changed all the other locks here for whatever reason, we don't know.
According to the guaranteed rent agreement, the agency is responsible for maintaining and cleaning the two properties.
I can see some stain marks here, water marks. They should have made good this, making sure that there's nothing with the electricals. Water and electricity do not marry together. Oh, this is very, very sad. They have literally not looked after the property. It was given to them in a very, very pristine condition. Totally no maintenance, totally zero maintenance. We don't know what they do with the funds they get from the council. It's pathetic. It's just beyond words.
If the agency don't voluntarily hand back Ghulam and Amir's property to regain possession, they will have no choice but to evict all 12 of their tenants.
We have given this property to RHP Lettings. Do you pay them any money? To RHP? No, the council pays,
council
right?
paying, yeah.
Yes. And they haven't been paying us. Nearly 5 months, they've not paid us. Sorry to bother you. We are looking for the RHP agent. They have not paid me for 5 months. It's about £25,000. When did you last talk to them?
They came here once and tell them about the eating. There wasn't no central eating for a couple of months.
Okay, that's sad.
During the winter.
That's very bad. You are entitled to a nice warm house. That is the basic.
They fixed it recently. They came last week.
They came last week, okay?
Yeah, come like they know that you were coming or something.
Ah, you should complain. It is your right.
But I don't want to lose my property.
No, it's better to stay dignified. You are a human being. Thank you, my brother. Have a nice day.
It's a horrible thing to do. They should pay the rent because the council is paying the rent. So they should pay the rent and make our roof here over our heads secure.
It's so sad that the tenants are staying in a cold house which shouldn't be there.
At the second property,
nobody's there.
It's a familiar story.
Who does the cleaning of the house? I just saw clean. Nobody, huh?
No, it's ridiculous.
There's too much cockroach.
Yeah, way too many cockroaches. Yeah.
These are nice people. They deserve to live nicely, not to live in a pigsty. Just basic should be there. The cleaning, the maintenance. They just get the money from the council. They don't look after you.
Local authorities are paying housing benefit monies to companies like RHP. The victims in all this are the landlords that don't get the money from these guaranteed rent companies and these subtenants, these housing benefit tenants that end up being evicted through no fault of their own.
The question is, why are they not paying us? And the question is, why are they not looking after the residents? You have taken a responsibility to look after human beings. RHP Lettings is really, really doing disservice to mankind.
4 months later, and with COVID-19, all evictions have been temporarily halted. Ghulam and Amir are owed more than £30,000 and counting.
This case is a mess. It's not just one property, it's two properties. We're trying to unravel it, and the longer it goes on, the more money they're going to be owed through no fault of their own.
It's been 7 weeks since letting agent Paul Ainsworth-Lord dealt with a young tenant who'd been causing trouble with the neighbours. For one, 74-year-old Wendy, there's been a life-changing development.
The only way to get Wendy out of this predicament is to sell her flat. And she told me that can't happen, it's not saleable. And in an ordinary world, she's right, it's not. But I can make that happen.
It took Paul just 3 weeks to find a buyer for her flat so that Wendy can move somewhere quieter.
She's a lovely old dear. I've had long chats with her, and basically, she said she's been looking and she thinks she's seen somewhere. I said, let me come down and have a look at it together and see if it's suitable for you. Yours is just here, isn't it?
Wendy is viewing the property with her daughter Julie.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's got a little... a serving action. Oh, I like that. I'm liking this.
I'm feeling good. I think it's lovely and it's just what I want.
You can take that away and you'll get a nice double bed there.
You think it's okay?
I think this is perfect for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so peaceful, and it's not peaceful down there. Not at all, day or night. Okay. But yeah, oh, there you go, squirrel. We've got a squirrel running. Okay. All I can say to you, if you don't take this, you're as daft as a brush.
It just feels I could make it home.
She can go to bed at night and close her eyes, not having to worry about anything. Knowing she's safe. Have you taken it all in? Are you ready to go back? Yeah?
Yeah, quite happy, yeah.
Come on then, we'll run you back home.
Okay, well. I can't believe it's happening.
Believe it, it's real. I'm dead happy with myself. You know, to do a nice thing for somebody now and again is, makes it all worthwhile.
Several weeks later, Wendy made an offer on the property, which was accepted.
You know, open the door.
Next time,
If you want to go to court, we go to court.
a landlord whose tenant won't budge.
He's a bully. Yeah. I don't like bullies.
A flat left in ruins.
The smoke detector has all melted here. The fire in here must have been in Tenants.
Bloody hell. We're not supposed to have bloody turtles in the bath. Can you leave, please? Ask who's these turtles.
I don't know.
And a letting agent under threat.
Will you move out of the house, please, mate? I've come back from work. I want to chill out.